There's traditional style and there's metallurgy Mayweather style. How do I know when to serve which dish?
All right, so you're the chef. You first you have to analyze who your trainee is.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Mittwork University. I have my co-host, Coach Oscar, as usual. Say what's up.
Hello, everybody.
What's up? And we have a very special guest today. We got Coach Rico in the house from DC, right?
How you guys doing? Pleasure to be here.
Thanks for being on, Coach, because I know you have a busy schedule today. So we will hop right into it. Just give us a little bit of how you got started in boxing.
Boxing. Well, started as a young kid. Usually I'm from Lima, Peru, and growing up in any third world country, you know how it is. You always have to hold your own. So my first love was soccer,
Okay.
until they stole my ball.
Then you had to beat them up, right?
No, it was the other way around, but that's what started it all, and then my uncle got me into it. As the journey goes along throughout the years, I'm not trying to go deep in depth into my whole life story, but started at 10 years old, on and off in Peru until I moved back to this country. Was influenced by more or less the culture in New York when I first came here. This whole transition, being from Peru to the U.S. That's a whole ordeal itself. But I try to maintain with my boxing because it's something that I really loved and had a passion for, as well as soccer. So found local gyms around wherever I could. But unfortunately, I got in trouble in New York and had to go back to my country. And I was there until I was 17. Was training there, more or less, but I was in military school. So it's like, boxing has always been in there. The amateur career has always been a journey. And it's how everybody has their own journey. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Took a couple exhibition matches here and there. My amateur career in Peru is 1 and 2. Over here was trying to get back into it. Basically, long story short, when I was, 19, I had a huge fight that happened in the street and lost my vision to my right eye. So I've been blind for the past 12 years or so. And, that's what really stopped my whole amateur career as far as being cleared to fight,
Right.
But it's never really stopped me from keep learning the craft. And, it's something that's been embedded to me, as a kid. So it's like the whole regimen, the jump roping, the bag work, the shadow boxing, it's all a part of like a routine, everyday
Right.
routine. And sparring as much as I could. Unfortunately, things took a different turn in my 20s. And, like I said, in and out of the street, sometimes it consumes someone so much that it takes over. So long story short, I did 6 years in prison, and it really shifted my whole thinking of everything. You know what I'm saying? It made me more give back, to the troubled kids that were like me when I was 17, trying to be an assist to their future in any way, shape, or form that I can help them. And it starts with getting them in that gym and getting them disciplined. I think that's why, now being a coach for the past 4 years has really been a blessing and my calling, I guess you would say, you know what I mean? Just giving back to what I've always loved and my passion and, and what I know. Forever a student as well. You feel me?
Now, just without going too much into it, when you were on the inside and then you came out, what were you most grateful for?
Well, I was most grateful for my life. In there, that's another story itself.
Yep.
I was I started at a level 4. If you know what that means, it's a pretty high level.
Yeah,
So level 4, there's up to level 6. 6 is super max. So I worked my way down from a level 4, which was all gangland, and you can already know, was all in Greensville, Virginia, Buckingham, you can name all the prisons. Powhatan was, but anyways, there was, in Nottoway, there was a boxing program, so I did what I can when there was around, In there, I kept it up. I remember some of the old guys were holding mitts with their sandals, so they would double up their sandals cut the straps and make mitts out of it, right?
Yeah.
I've actually seen somebody on YouTube. It's a YouTube channel called Hard to Hit. And during COVID, he was trying to make some content as to how you guys could stay boxing during COVID. And he was actually saying go to Walmart and get some jack glass and then use it for mitts. So that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, for sure. The chanclas work wonders.
Right,
but,
right. So now that we kind of got your boxing story down, I know you've been, I think you came out like 4 years ago. How did you start? Were you a trainer before that, or did you start training after you came out?
I started training after, because like when I came out, school that I've been working on, was done. What did I have to offer? What did I have to give? Right, and what I had to give was boxing. What I know boxing, what I know through fitness, through whatever. That was kind of like my idea that if I had nothing, if I was stripped from nothing, what could I do? And in prison, I thought it all up and thought of the idea of what I represent. Who am I? What do I have to offer? And slowly built the Lions Den Boxing Academy. And, throughout the help of different gyms around the DMV, using their platforms and being head coach at those various places and working my way up, really. That's how my coaching had sharpened itself. And, probably, we were talking about this, probably mid-session, 10,532, like after all those mid-sessions, you get really nice with it. Being on the other side of the mitts, you get more understanding of how it is to give the technique. And holding mitts is truly I feel is some people are just naturally gifted to hold mitts, and then others, you really have to, work, have, day in and day out sessions, until you really perfect your style and what your mitt work is, But at the end of the day, there's two different point of views with mitt work. Is it just to burn? Is it for you to actually learn a special 2-point technique, So, and it's how you want to put it. It's however you want to put it on the plate for them to eat it. You feel me?
I like that.
Oh, that's a good one. So before we move on with this mitt work topic, just to make sure, because we are speaking to personal trainers, group class instructors. With that being said, let's just say the person that's listening to the podcast is a personal trainer, is a beginner mitt holder. How would you suggest that they learn how to hold mitts, Coach Rico?
Okay, well, you have to envision the fighter, right? Envision the fighter, not the one that you're coaching, but the fighter that he's fighting virtually.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? You have to create that head that he's punching. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're creating the scenario. You're creating the fighter. Okay, don't think about it as mitt work. Think about it as reality. He's punching someone. So when someone says jab right here and then cross right here, we were talking about that. That's like 2 points right there. Okay? It's you have to really tighten it up, narrow it. Once you have the shot and the comfortable in the communication, the relationship with you and the trainee, once you know how his range is, then you got pop. Okay, that's the 1-2. We got it. Pop. Good. You're not over here. You're not over there. Okay, we understand that the fighter's never gonna be at the same position where he was a millisecond before, right? So we change an angle. Pop. Angle out. Pivot. Pop. You see that? Now we create another scenario. Okay, let's make it realistic and fun. Okay, you gave me a jab cross. Pop. Pivot. Jab. Pop. Oh, okay, damn, I like that. All right, but you create that. Okay, let's keep adding to it. I like it because we're practicing some real life technique, and you really have your eyes on your opponent that I am creating. Okay, so it'll be like, okay, jab cross, pop, pivot out. Okay, jab, pop, and then give me a cross to the body. Boom. Oh, okay, now we got something. All right, and then we're just gonna stick to that. Okay, jab cross, pop, pivot out. Jab, pop, cross to the body. Poof. Until they get it, until they see it. Oh, I see it. I feel it. You know what I mean? And then it's all after that, it's all just
repetition,
consistency.
Yeah, the repetition, the
muscle memory. You know what I'm saying? All from muscle memory.
I agree to that. Yeah, that's kind of how I hold everything here. So for the young kids that we have, even like the older guys, same concept. You know what I mean? Like, I think once you've been on But I want to say, if you've been on the throwing end, not the catching side, and I mean, you know what to look for. You know what I mean? And I think once you get behind the pads, it's a matter of showing them what you saw. I mean, how did you envision it beforehand? Now you have to recreate that scene so that they can memorize this particular scenario, like we were saying. I mean, like how I said, it depends. Do you want to just call a 20, 30 punch combo for fun, or do you want to go over like a little 2 to 4 piece combination and make it as accurate as possible to know that you can make something work with somebody?
With the whole 30 punch combination, Coach Rico, I know you're from the DC area. What are your thoughts on like headbangers type of mittwork style?
Headbangers, hey yo, you know it's crazy. I've been to headbangers. I brought one of the fighters I've been working with for a long time, Cornell Hines from DC. We used to go up there to take him spar. I know Coach Boo over there, and great coaches over there. You know, that mitt style, it's a style. It's a style of mitt. Now, do they perform that style all the time? I don't think so. I think they have different styles in the agenda. But for example, Coach Boo, that's his style. You see how fast he is with it, and creates the scenario right there. That's all for reflexes and timing and rhythm, you know, fluidity, catch combos, counters, all great for all that. Is it the only thing that they're practicing that they should? No, you know, but it's a style. It's a style. I think it's called the mythology style from Mayweather. And, you know, sometimes I implement some of those things to my fighters and clientele because they like it, you know. But at the end of the day, it's really, what are you serving for tonight? You know what I'm saying? You are the chef. What are you cooking for them?
I like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Coach Rico, before you move on, were you ever a rapper?
No,
I feel like you got some fire lines, my man.
He tried though.
Hey, no, but you know, I was in the corner, you know, and when you're in the corner, sometimes you gotta pretend you're doing something else in the corner. So, you know, you gotta drop a beat, you know, get some flows. And so I know here and there a couple bars, you know.
Let me reframe this real quick. So the person that's listening to this podcast is a personal trainer, a group class instructor, and they're like, okay, so there's traditional style and there's mythology Mayweather style. How do I know when to serve which dish?
All right, so you're the chef. You first you have to analyze who your trainee is, okay? And even if it's a soccer mom or someone who knows that they're not gonna get in the ring, who is, it's kind of like, okay, you're boring me with this technique, bro. I'm going to another trainer because you're boring me with the technique. You have to think about that, okay? I know they're not going to get in the ring, but even though they're not going to get in the ring, teach the right form, teach the right technique. Because in the right form, in the right technique, comes fluidity, comes perfection. You know what I'm saying? And with that, even though they don't want to get in the ring, you know damn sure the reason why they called you is because they want you to post them on the Instagram with their mittwork like all nice and gravy like that. You know what I mean?
Triple J.
And they want to look nice. But in order for you to look nice, you have to give me right punches. So back to you being the chef. Whatever it's cooking, make sure it tastes good. It always has to taste good. And when I say taste good, it's 100% boxing craft. The ciencia. Boxeo. All right? Because later on when they grow in their craft and even in they're never going to fight, they'll realize, okay, I like it, but you weren't correcting me on my form. You could have had a really nice combo. And she got it, right? He got it. He got the combo, and it looked good. It felt good. But was it really correct form on those punches? Did it really look good? It might have connected on the mitts, but did it really look like boxing? You know what I'm saying? Or did it just look like fitness?
Because let's be real, because I think we all have been in the business long enough to know that we can adjust the mittwork to make it look good, to sound good, even if they're not nice with it, right?
And you know what? Sometimes I have to, because like for example, I have a job too. I have a 9-to-5 too. You know, I'm head instructor, head coach to a couple of these clubs, where I give them programming, coach, and train the trainers, and give them the actual sin crema boxeo so that it could be passed down to different demographics, different types of people. you know. And doing so, like for example, you'll get like some people who are completely, like for example, a class, like if you're teaching a class and you're going around with Mittwork and you see that the guy is completely wrong, like, you know, like don't keep giving him Mittwork. Stop right there, tell him, yo, talk to me after class, let's get together on a one-on-one, you know, because I'm not, I don't do that. I don't do Mittwork unless you actually know what you're doing, unless I'm teaching you at that point. But right now we're instructing a class. You have to also be at a level to keep up with the class. You feel me? So it's different ways, you know. You can really take
So
it.
Let me stop you right there real quick. So let's just say if there was a student in class. So when you say that you have to be at a certain level, do you mean skill wise or just being coachable?
Coachable and skill wise, you know, I think some of the for any class instructor, I think some of the requirements is for you to at least know the punches, right? But at the same time, you cannot say that because everybody's at their own level, and you cannot just tell them, yo, you can't, you know, you can't come to this class, or you're not at that level to be right here, you know. You have to coach them, so you have to really invest your time into that person to let them know what they're doing wrong. For example, like I will never tell someone they're doing good at the bag when they're doing bad. You know, I'll be like, hey, let's work on this, you know, or let's slow it down. How about this? Slow it down. Look at what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It is what you make it, chef, coach. You feel me?
All right, so let's say if you got the group going right, they're kind of in the zone, and you got this one guy, like we said right now, who's kind of just like, so he's not at that pace. So let's say you got this one guy, he's an oddball, right, and weak, and let's say I don't know, you put him in pairs or how you run the drills. Yeah. How do you get this one guy to essentially keep up with the rest of the group, or what do you do that, like, without making him feel, I would say, like, isolated from everybody else?
That's a tough question. Sometimes you gotta bite the bullet. It is what it is. Yo, bro, you're goofy. Your style is goofy. You know? And this is boxing. As much as we want to soften this boxing for you guys, boxing is what do they always say? You don't play boxing. You know, it's not like a sport. Yeah. Hey, let's play basketball type. You know, you don't really play basketball. You know,
or unforgiving.
It could be really dangerous. You know, if you really step in there thinking you know something, or and then you start sparring. And on to piggyback on that, like a lot of these fitness gyms are allowing, you know, light sparring, but as far as you really have to separate the fitness into the real sauce, you know. Unless they have the goal to become that or want to that, you know, then you know. But you're saying, what would I do with that guy? This is what I would do. I would be like, hey guy, there isn't anybody else as low as you right now. I could pair you up with that guy, but then it's kind of like it's taking his workout and his flow. So what I want you to do is, you know, I want you to work on this drill right now for a couple rounds, and let me see how you progress from just this, knowing your range, giving me a straight jab cross, you know, and then from there I'm gonna get back to you. You got 2 rounds on this, and then I'm gonna pair you up with this guy, you know, something like that. You know, I'm gonna take him apart, I'm gonna take him aside, let him know it's no biggie, it's all good, you know, it's all gravy. You know, it ain't no thing but a chicken wing. You're still here to learn. Everybody's learning. Everybody's learning, you know? So I'm going to put you to the side, and I'm going to work on this drill, and then we're going to jump back into this, okay? Because I'm not going to what? I'm not going to let you create a bad habit. And that's where you have to tell yourself, hey, I got to pull him apart. I don't care about his feelings. I know better for myself is him creating a bad habit, allowing him to keep doing that, you know? Yeah. So that's what I would do. You know, feelings are, you know, I'll try to soften it up as much as I can, but.
Yeah, I mean, I think boxing is unforgiving, you know what I mean? Like, even as a competitor, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't know something, or you go out there, you get outclassed, you get beat up, I mean, that's on you at the end of the day. You can't tell the other guy, oh, he knew more than me, that's why he beat me. I was like, nah, man, that's your loss. If you lose for not, you know, trying to stay sharp or keeping up the way you need to, that's on you. So it's like, yeah, boxing's unforgiving. So, but I can see why you would put this guy apart from the group, though. But yeah, it's just something I haven't tried. You know what I mean? Because it's like it is a hard thing to do sometimes, especially when you got like
it is.
And you're just like, damn, how do I not make him feel bad?
But that's what makes you a different instructor, a different coach, is that you can audible these situations. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
So it seems like honesty is your policy.
Yes, sir. Keep it real, man. Always.
if you are consistently honest, then that becomes your brand. He's the coach that I'm going to go to if I don't want any BS.
If I don't online to me, I'm gonna go to this guy. Yeah.
You know, and there's something that I like to say, like my little motto over here. I produce and I give you the science, the boxeo that I know, always sin crema. You know, what does that mean, sin crema? That's something I said since I was young. Sin crema, without cream, right?
Yeah.
Hey, guess how I like my coffee? Sin crema, sin azúcar, no sugar, no cream. I like it raw, black, hot. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way I like it. And that's the way I'm going to get.
So I know we're still in the very early stages of this podcast, but this was an amazing episode. Coach Rico brought the fire. He really laid down some frameworks that I am really feeling. So we covered a lot in a very short period of time, which is why this is going to be a 1 of 2 part series videos. If I had to pick one takeaway that really got to me, which was as a coach, we are the chef. And so if you're thinking about, should I do Mayweather Mittwork or should I do traditional Mittwork? Coach Rico says, as you, the coach, you are the chef. What are you serving for tonight? Right? And whatever you decide to serve, you got to make sure it tastes good. And that really got to me. I would love to hear from you guys as to what your 1 MVT is, which is your most valuable takeaway. Leave it in the comments. If we have delivered some value to you guys, please like, share this content with some of your fellow coaches, because sharing is caring and we could all win together. And if you really are starting to like us, you can give us a subscribe, and we'll be delivering more valuable content like this to your doorstep. And so we'll see you guys in the next episode. Boom.